Hello and welcome back. Eddie Brodosovich, Bob Przbylo here from the SoonerScoop.com studios. A little bit of cleanup, wrap up from Monday. What a busy day it was in Norman as Oklahoma officially in the Southeastern Conference. That had been a long time coming. George and I talked about this on the show yesterday, but it seemed a little anticlimactic just in terms of you knew this was coming, right?
You knew it was coming. It's a victory lap. Maybe you might get some new info. That didn't really happen, but it was a victory lap for all involved.
Not that we didn't try, though. Not that we didn't try to get anything from Greg Sankey as well as Joe Harris and Joe Castiglione. If you want to see that entire press conference that they had yesterday from Norman, you can see that on the SoonerScoop.com editorial page where we put all of the press conferences and interviews with some of the coaches. But really good time to join SoonerScoop.com. You can take care of, or you can take care of yourself by signing up for SoonerScoop.com. Use the YouTube exclusive special promo code OU1 for 2 months, $1. Pretty good deal as, Bob, it's almost time. We're talking about SEC Media Days coming up in 2 weeks down in Dallas. We'll be down there. A lot to get into today, though, for the Stickball Report as obviously we're able to go see everything over at Love's Field at the open house yesterday. We'll kind of take you step by step through what Bob was able to see yesterday that I think a lot of people were waiting to see. Yep. I know that you put out the picture, but my God, that line almost halfway down Jenkins yesterday.
It really was. I mean, you thought it was the headliner of all the events they had scheduled, and it turned out to be that way.
We did get on Feinbaum yesterday. It was a lovely experience to meet the legend that is the mouth of the South, Paul Feinbaum, yesterday on his show. George and I had the honor of getting over there, and it was a day of celebration. Really, it was really cool. Congratulations once again to Leah Beasley and everybody that was involved in putting that thing together yesterday. As it started basically on Sunday night at 11 o'clock with the 5K run, and then wrapped up last night. I don't know what time they ended up going until, but it was well past the sun was down. We'll say that. They had the drone show and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get to the softball stuff here in a second. We do have some baseball stuff to hit on. Skip Johnson's still your head baseball coach. And I think that took a little bit of a turn on
Friday afternoon was crazy.
Last Friday was crazy as, it had kind of started unfolding that there was a lot of basically with the move that Jim Schlossnagle made from College Station to Austin.
I took the job at Texas A&M to never take another job again.
Skip Johnson was, I guess you could say, a candidate for the Texas job, right? And it turns out he'd interviewed for the A&M job. Things had heated up by Friday afternoon. It just so happened that coincided with the yearly review.
With just a regular
old review for Joe Castiglione and Skip Johnson. At the end of the day, come Saturday morning, we had done some reporting on it on the Crimson Corner over the weekend. Extension, 5 years. It's what everybody wanted. It's what Skip Johnson deserves coming off of Big 12 Coach of the Year. He was named the Regional Coach of the Year, obviously. Back-to-back, or 2 of the last 3 seasons, they've won 40 games. Bringing the regional play back to Norman for the first time since 2010. All in all, good news. You can breathe. Skip Johnson's going to be here for an extended period as Oklahoma heads into the SEC, and I think that everybody knows what that is to come.
Is this more about facilities and direction of the program? Not from Skip's side, but from the administration side.
Yeah, I think that, he wanted a little bit of, not necessarily hey, you need to commit to this now. It's going to have to take some time to, get those L-Dell renovations underway. I know that they have the money to kind of start everything. It's just a matter of when, this stuff is going to get done. And, I did think it was funny on Tuesday afternoon, Chris Del Conte had put out a tweet saying that they're going to put some of their baseball stuff on the back burner. It's about money, folks. Like, you got to have money to be able to build things. And, certainly L-Dell is long overdue for some of those things. And I think that moving forward, they're going to get them at some point. You have to if you want to keep up with the Joneses of the SEC. I think that, anybody that is going to be visiting some of these venues here over the next, however many years, you're going to go to Arkansas. You're going to go to Ole Miss. You're going to go to Mississippi State. All of these places have exceptional Diamond Sports facilities. Oklahoma has one of them. We're going to see that here in a second. They need to get that other one up to speed as Oklahoma comes off of a very successful year on the baseball diamond. as we said, winning 40 plus games, 41 games, I think is what it ended up at, as well as everything that comes with making that move into the SEC. So, couple other quick items to hit on from the baseball, unless you have anything else from the
Just
Skip Johnson
now that
stuff.
it's over and done with, were you ever nervous Friday?
I didn't get nervous until there was people that were putting out that he had accepted the job, and luckily had back-channeled some stuff, saw the Kendall Rogers report that it was like, okay, so he hasn't been offered the job. Everybody can breathe a little bit. Because the one thing, the constant that I had talked to people inside the Oklahoma baseball program about, simply put, Skip Johnson didn't want to leave. And I think that was kind of the reassurance that I had put on the Crimson Corner, is that Skip likes Oklahoma. He likes the people. He loves the administration in terms of Greg Tipton, Ryan Gaines, everybody that is kind of in that front office, if you will, of the OU baseball program. So I wasn't necessarily worried until there was reports out that he had taken the job. It's like, I don't know where these people are getting that. I'm hearing basically the exact opposite of that. So that was good news. Other really good news, Cameron Johnson officially announced his commitment to Oklahoma, the LSU pitcher. He's recently been added to the roster up at the Cape with the Chatham Anglers, where Kyson and Malachi Witherspoon were. Kyson and Malachi Witherspoon are now down with Team USA. Kyson actually started against Chinese Taipei on Monday night, went 3 2/3, struck out 6, allowed a hit, no runs. He was very, very dominant. There was some video that has been circulating from that start on Monday night with Team USA, and both of them made the roster too. So, I mean, they are on Team USA, which you got two of your, pitchers. One, certainly your Friday night starter in Kyson Witherspoon. I think Malachi's going to probably make a name for himself, or at least have a chance to get into that weekend rotation. Cameron Johnson, can he make that turn coming off of his freshman year in Baton Rouge with LSU? So, a lot of movement still to come with the baseball. We'll keep an eye on the portal. We'll be giving you updates on the Crimson Corner here as things continue. Gavin Cash made his announcement on Tuesday afternoon right before we started recording. He's headed to play at Texas A&M for Michael Early, who's now the head coach with the Aggies. And it's kind of funny, too, that all those guys that entered the portal for A&M after Jim Schlossnagle left, they're all coming back to A&M. So, College Station, baseball's still going to be pretty good, even though they lost their head coach to Texas, which still is just bewildering to me. Not bewildering that he took the job, more so than it is the fact that he actually did it. Takes some balls to do that. So I guess tip of the cap to him. I don't know. All right, let's get into it, because Love's Field, we finally got to look at everything, like kind of the behind-the-scenes work. Yes. And I'm going to kind of turn this over to you, because you were obviously over there. You can kind of walk us through this thing, but some of the pictures, some of the stuff that you had come back to the Crimson Corner and reported, very, very cool stuff. It's what you would imagine. Remember talking to Justin McLeod a couple weeks ago. It's like, it is the best softball stadium in the country.
And now you have a reason as to why that is. Now you get some evidence as to what this is all about. So you show up, you go and you're on the upper floor. You're actually not down ground level or field or field level, and that line was intense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of figured it would be. So it was what
I knew it was going to be long. I didn't think it was going to be like basically tracking all the way back down to what is that, Chautauqua? Or not Chautauqua, but Imhoff.
Especially since it's at 5 and people are at work.
Sure.
So it's really hard to
people left work to come see this thing.
Try to make that happen, but they absolutely did. And kind of like football, you walk into the Switzer Center and you see all the championships. You walk into softball and you see all the championships.
They must have had a couple of the trophies out and about to take pictures with people, because there are 7 of those things, right? I guess 8.
8 now.
Yeah,
and
8 now.
I mean, couple sides. I only took pictures of one because it was, you could almost see like.
Okay. So there's
yeah, they're like on that other side, going to the left. There's even more of them.
I gotcha.
But I was like, the lighting isn't very good to begin with here. But yeah, so that's the first thing you see. Kind of lets you know, hey, this is what we expect.
Sure.
This is the standard. This is what we do here. And then as you keep going to the left, then you go into the recruit lounge.
I think this is a really fascinating thing, and it's kind of cool that they have some of the pictures of Patty and some of the former All-Americans. Obviously, I see Lauren Chamberlain. I see Kalani in the background, some of the pictures from the ESPYs as well, which, by the way, Oklahoma is up for the team of them.
They've got
team of the year and what?
Jada Coleman's walk-off is up for play.
I hope they win one of these. They deserve it. This is like the final, not to like just completely sidetrack us. But this is like the final step for this group of seniors. They need to win this SB.
It's going to be hard when you got, the Celtics and UConn,
sure.
basketball, and all that other stuff. But
maybe we can rig it. We need to start a campaign for them.
So that's the recruit lounge where official visitors and their families will kind of hang out and chill. Before you take the elevator down, and then you have two options. You could go down the hype tunnel that leads you to the dugout in the field, or you take a right, and then you start looking at the locker rooms. And I know we were all excited, based on how the transfers had shown those locker rooms to us. Yeah, it was
Abby Dayton that took her picture, right,
in
front of one of her lockers.
And she took it when she was young, too, to show at Marita Hines. Like, when she's 7 or 8, she's got
That's
one.
Crazy.
As she's sitting
cool.
there.
That's
and,
cool.
so she did that. But you just like football and just like that, like the storage, it's not like you pull those up, you pull those out. That's where all the
I would imagine
is.
the bottom is like the football tube that is like aerated or whatever that you can put all your dirty stuff in there.
And there's 28 of them. So they the TV screens there up top, very impressive. I know we were all looking for Nyjah Kennedy. Everyone was searching for it. Just slide that sucker in there. No one's gonna notice, right? But then you start seeing the departing seniors. You're seeing the ladies.
These obviously haven't
transfer portal.
They haven't been updated.
Yeah,
right?
they haven't.
We saw Lilio. Whatever.
We see S.J. Garrett. We saw all the ones that are no longer part of the program. You don't see any of the freshmen. But that would have been a way if you just stuck just Nyjah's name there and said, "Hey, yeah,
that would have been amazing.
She's already signed.
That would have been amazing.
We're good to go." so locker rooms, beautiful, kind of like we thought they would be. They were roped off, so you couldn't get as in depth of a look. But obviously, this is very impressive. So then you go from there, then to the team meeting room. And, again, I mean, that just looks incredible.
Very similar to what they have over at the Switzer Center for football.
And you just only one room is needed for softball. But the way they decorate, the way they plaster all the championships and the moments.
It's in your face. It's like, hey, they have won a lot of national championships around here.
And so you keep on going, and then you get into the Players Lounge. And by the way,
I think
happen
this
to go
thing is incredible.
When you and George were on Feinbaum.
That's amazing.
That still was when George was talking.
I mean, the Player Lounge, that has to be one of the nicer facilities, not just in softball, but in Division I athletics, just in terms of a place for the players to come and be able to kind of kick back.
And so that's the front part. The next one we'll see is the back part, and that's your nutrition and other parts of that, and they can get whatever's necessary there. Is you keep on going, and then you start hitting the All-American wall, and I mean, obviously they have to leave room upon room for the more names that are going to be added. But this was a fun
that on the bottom there.
Just a fun hallway to go down. I think one end was marked with an OU in lights, and the other was SEC in lights, and it's just. Great the chance to take some photos and get an idea. You kind of like football, right? Where they have the football jerseys. It's just the same concept. This is the All-American Wall, and this is the type of history that has been accomplished for this program in the last 25 years.
It's so cool. And I think that, like, the one thing that if we have a gripe, can we have a gripe?
Sure.
Weren't able to get into the indoor hitting facility. And I really wanted you to see that.
Take some hacks. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. No, but I give
the ball
credit
too well.
to,
You might be playing for the Cubs next week.
Some Scoop members, they said they were able to kind of, not like get in it, but there was a way, I guess, to actually get a feel of what it looks like, even if you couldn't really see it. So give credit to the Scoop members who were definitely looking to try to find out what that's all about. But yeah, it was a great tour, great idea. We were there March 1st. Obviously, when it all opened, and what was there on the surface, what was there on the field and the bleachers. But now just another in-depth look at, why everyone talks about, here's the training facility that was right across the wall from the All-American wall, and just everything that's gone into making this special, with even getting the shout-out from Greg Sankey on Monday.
It's amazing. It really is a incredible facility. I would recommend anybody that hasn't been down, make a chance to get down there and see a game next year, because I think that it truly is a experience to be able to watch games there.
It is, and the fact that they could do 4,000 plus on like a random midweek game against Tarleton State.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it is like this interest is not dying down. It's just picking up even more and more. And as much as a lot of people are going to be like, I don't know, where's Jada, where's Tiara,
sure.
where's Kinsey, they'll get to know this next group. They'll get to appreciate them, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. Before we get out of here, we got to
get
into the weekly installment. Isabella Emmerling, Abby Dayton, Isabella Smith already in tow for Oklahoma through the transfer portal.
What about Ilana?
That's right. Agbayani. Agbayani. I didn't have her written down. Last but not least, another professional baseball connection back into the OU softball program, joining Dave Roberts' niece, right? Ella Parker. So, 4 in tow. We got to ask about the big one. She's with Team USA right now, playing with Kinsey Hansen.
Oh, Kinsey. Kinsey's
I can imagine
field to the fire with that one.
Oklahoma's GA probably doing a little bit of hinting and nudging for the big prize in softball right now. Nigel Kennedy still uncommitted. I know that there's been some innuendo and rumor just from what I was reading on Twitter. Maybe Florida's making a run at her. Maybe Stanford's even trying to rally.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Maybe trying to rally and get enough money to keep her around. What's the latest on her? I know that there's nothing expected in the interim while she's with Team USA.
Correct.
So that starts leading into, we're already at early portions of July. Are we starting to talk about maybe August?
I know that was something I heard last week, that this could go to August with Kennedy. And I think the name to circle is Sam Landry, because she hit the portal a few days ago, Lafayette. And that's going to be, Raging Cajuns after all their coaching changes there. She's a 3-time All-Sun Belt pitcher.
Okay. She's
the best available that's not named Nyjah at this moment.
Sure.
So if you see Texas or if you see Florida end up getting her, then they're out.
We've gone from follow the follows to actually following the schools, and all right, you're out.
Or you want to flip it, if Patty Gasso and OU gets aggressive with Sam, is that a sign that they're backing away? Still there's a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
I have no reason to change. Like, if it's OU or the field, as we've said from the beginning, it still feels like the Sooners. But the timeline just gets murky. I just don't think anyone truly knows how that's going to go down. And there is some belief that maybe it's already OU and you're just waiting for the date. But that gets scary.
Yeah, sure.
Because the longer you go, the more resources that a Florida, a Tennessee, a Texas can try to pour in.
You don't want to pigeonhole yourself, basically.
Exactly. To try to flip this, as we've seen time and time again. Just because you silently commit on a visit doesn't mean anything,
right?
In the grand scheme of things. So you got Kinsey throwing the Instagram post over the weekend about working with Nyjah. That had OU fans just going nuts. I don't expect anything with Team USA. I do think there will be a public announcement. I think we all remember Kelly Maxwell did not do anything.
Yeah, how weird that was. How weird that is. Like, is she? Okay.
She just changed her bio and just moved on with life.
Yeah.
No post at all.
A little bit different, too, with the Bedlam stuff and everything that went into that decision.
And I think the one thing, I don't know if Patty would do a go boomer, because I think everyone would know then, too.
That's what it is, yeah.
Sure. If you see that, like, does it kill the excitement? Does it add to the excitement? I really don't know, but I mean, that's always been the social media clue. And so if you start seeing that second, third week July, you're going to know something big's really about to happen.
And I would imagine, I can't even believe that we're talking about this, but if you wait till August, all of a sudden you're starting to bounce into fall semester. Like, you're going to show up to campus in a matter of weeks.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of maybe why there's some patience, because you don't need to be doing anything during the summer.
Right.
When it comes football and basketball, they're working.
Right.
They're going through their summer stuff. Softball, you kind of take a break from university stuff, and you do the other things. You do the Team USA. You recharge the batters to get ready for fall ball, and I think that's why there isn't that, like, come on, you got to get this done. But yeah, that would be amazing to just all of a sudden wait all summer, get to August, boom, and then you're on campus like the very next week.
Unbelievable. We'll be waiting. We'll be watching. We're waiting for you, Nigel. make the decision, but not at your leisure, right? We don't want to force anything. All right. Very good. That was cool. It was cool to see Love's Field, a little bit of behind the scenes stuff that we certainly haven't seen yet. Yep. As, I think that you can officially say the construction, everything moved out now. Everything's good to go. Everybody's moved into their new home.
Absolutely. And I think they're eager to get out there in 2025 and show that. I know in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing because they won the Women's College World Series again. But I know it's like, man, we did not open up that field the way we wanted to. Like this field is like a gift to us, and to have so many losses on just feels wrong. Yeah, we've got to change that in 2025.
This program, they're just going down the hill. All right, for Bob Przbylo, I'm Eddie Radosevich. We will keep you updated on everything that comes with the transfer portal, both Diamond Sports, baseball, and softball. Still, I think plenty to work through on the baseball side of things. Looking at maybe one or two names on the softball side as we continue into the middle of the summer. SEC Media Days coming up, as well as much, much more. Stick right here on the SoonerScoop.com YouTube channel.